Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's again Sarina, and today we're going to be talking about self-development and personal growth under the topic reflection. And in today's video, we're going to be focusing on finding a purpose. So I wrote down 15 questions that are uncomfortable but healthy to ask yourself. So here we go. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, the first question goes like, what am I fearing that holds me back from taking risks to achieve my dreams? First of all, this question simply means that you have to know your dreams, like at least 3 of your dreams that you have to prioritize, like as of now, maybe like dreams that you can achieve in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, a year, and 6 months. Yeah, I think so. So as a person, you have to know who you are and what you are about, right? So I think the fear that's holding you back from taking those dreams must be able to be like identifiable. So yeah, I think that is what the question is trying to emphasize, right? So yeah, number 2 goes like, what are some of my biggest insecurities and how do they affect my life? As people as a whole, I think and believe that we all have insecurities unless you didn't acknowledge them yet. But then I have my own insecurities, and I've learned to deal with them and to live with them and also to accept them, because if I don't, then I think that will be a big problem, because each and every one of us right now is facing a change phase in our lives. So it is really important to acknowledge your insecurities, to accept them. Maybe you can love them. So yeah, it is important to identify your insecurities and be able to deal with them. Right? Okay, number 3 goes like, what aspect of my personality do I dislike and do I want to fix them? So most of people, like when we are approaching people or like going somewhere, example, we have certain personalities that we attain towards other people, right? So for example, I personally like to read people's energies before we can talk. So if I be able to read your mindset, the way you talk to other people, like maybe to just get comfortable with you, I just keep quiet, listen to what you're saying, trying to set my mind to the level of maturity or the level of thinking capacity as you, so that I can be able to match the conversations and stuff like that. So basically this question is just trying to say that what personalities do you dislike as a person that you will try to change them? So I don't think, for me, it's just really easy question that I can be able to like just measure by being quiet and like trying to hear what you're saying towards me. Okay, number 4 goes like this. What are the lies I tell myself to avoid facing the uncomfortable truth? What do you keep telling yourself that is a lie that you are trying to avoid the truth? So most of people, maybe, let me give an example about high school. You know that this method isn't working for you, but you keep on trying that method no matter what. But then you see that the results are still the same, but then you don't want to try another method or technique. But then you just keep trying and feeding yourself lies that you will pass through this method or technique. So what's the whole point of trying? Like, you know that this method isn't working for you, but then you keep on feeding it to yourself. So I think that's what this question is trying to say. And then number 5, what habits or behaviors do I engage in that I know are harmful to myself? As humans, we all know that we have habits and behaviors that we engage in, especially peer pressure that pressurizes us to do things that maybe you don't want to, or forces you to do things that you don't want to, literally. So I think this question is pretty simple. Example mostly that is affecting us is peer pressure, but you can deal with peer pressure. You don't have to do what others say you have to do. If they want to cut you off, it's simple. Live your life. Choose people who chooses you. Simple. And then number 6, what am I avoiding right now by staying distracted? Okay, this question simply means that what am I avoiding right now by staying distracted? Like, you know that you have to do something important, maybe an assignment, you have to submit like something, but then you are distracted from doing that thing, and you know that, like, some people are aware that they are distracted, but then they don't want to take action, yeah, I don't know if it makes sense, but then yeah, you can write it down, this question, and try to analyze it in your own way and your own understanding. So number 7, what activities on a daily basis do I engage in that holds me back from achieving my dreams? For example, you always on TikTok, you always on Instagram, YouTube. Those reels are wasting your time from doing what you're supposed to do on time. So yeah, this question is pretty simple. And then number 8, what do I procrastinate on, and how does it affect my life? For example, I'm always sleepy, but then I know that I have to study. But then I just set myself sometime that, okay, at this time I'm going to literally do this, because if I don't, I know the consequences. Simple. And number 9, what are the excuses I make to avoid taking responsibility for my life? Like, literally, for example, I love responsibilities and I love individuality, as in like independence. So for me, I'm literally the smartest woman that I know, and I love challenging myself, and also I love doing things on my own, like taking responsibility for everything that I want. Like, at this point, I just want to have my own house, like do my own things. Like, that's the level of like independence that I want to be. Like, but then little by little, small by small, I'll get there one day. And then number 9, what negative self-talk do I engage in, and how does it affect my self-esteem in the long term? Like, mostly since, okay, let me talk about my insecurity. Like, I used to say that, like, I used to compare myself to other people, like other girls, trying to fit in the standards that I know that I can afford and stuff like that. So I used to tell or talk negative about myself, knowing that it's not really right to compare myself to other people. But then at some point, I just wanted to fit in. I remember I made a video about this, and the title of the video is Losing Selena, I think maybe like 3 years or 4 years ago. But then yeah, and my self-esteem was low as well. And then I think like that journey like went on for like a few months. So yeah, but then bit by bit I learned to love myself and appreciate myself for who I am, because if you can't do that, who else can? So yeah, you just have to love yourself, cherish yourself, and be there for yourself. Yeah. And then number 11, what small changes that I can make to improve my daily routine, productivity, and overall life? Like, small changes like can start a bit by bit. You don't have to pressure yourself into doing something like waking up at 6 a.m. doing nothing. What are you doing at 6 a.m. if you don't have like a busy schedule or work or something? Or you have to do like wake up around 8 or 9. It's still cool, right? And then do habits, like engage in habits that you know that are really helpful, and you know that they are gonna benefit you in the long run. Like, you don't have to pressurize yourself into doing something that you know that it will eventually not work out for you in the end. So the best way is to just like read 10 to 20 pages a day. It's not a must to read 20, but for as long as that you tried to read at least 5 pages, it's still a progress. Exercise, move your body, get sunlight, treat yourself, skincare, those small things. Read and make sure that you invest in yourself more than anything. Yeah, look for new hobbies, like things to generate you more extra income, like that. Yeah, it still makes a change, right? Okay, number 12. What are some limiting beliefs that are holding me back from adopting a better mindset and habit? What are some limiting beliefs? Okay. Okay, we all live in different environments, right? And the people that you surround yourself with obviously have different beliefs. from you. And it's okay because we are humans after all. But then as you talk to other people, trying to make conversations out of little things, maybe, okay, today we are talking about cultures, something like that. So it's really important to focus and try to hear what they're saying. And obviously, you're going to generate that information that they're telling you into your head and try to compare their beliefs with yours, if you can fit in or you can fit out. So it's not a must to always fit in everyone's shoes, guys. So it's still nice to be different from everyone, and I like that. I like to stand out right now, as in like 2024 and ever since, because it's nice to stand out, to be different from everyone. So this question simply means that you have to know your beliefs and values, and know that you can be able to adapt to other people's beliefs, or you can just stay within your limits and be able to know what you have to do to adapt to a better mindset and habits, right? I'm moving to another section of the questions. So under this section, the topic is purpose in life. So question number 1 goes like this: when do I feel the most alive, fulfilled, and inspired? Like initial direction. There are some times where you feel like when you are around certain people, you feel like inspired, fulfilled, you feel happy, and you just realize that these people are my people, and I would love to continue being in their cycle, So yeah, it's really important to be able to sense the type of energy that your friends or the people you surround yourself with like generates, Yeah. And then number 14, what are the 3 main things that make me unique? Find your own authenticity. Obviously we are all different, right? And it's okay, but then those differences are what makes us unique. So in those differences you have to find your own uniqueness in there. So it's really simple. You just have to, I don't know, maybe when you're meditating or journaling, you can find those 3 things. Maybe there can be more than 3, right? Okay, so I hope you find your own authenticity and be proud of your own unique, different way, right? Okay, number 15 goes like, what are my values, your guiding principles? Like, as a person, you have standards, you have what you value the most, what you don't, what you put first, and what you put least. What are your priorities? Like, values, I think those things covers what your values supposed to be like, right? Yeah, you value uh, being the only one in a relationship, example, and obviously you have to value being the only one in the relationship, not being cheek or whatever, but then you have to be the only one, not my number one here, what, no, you have to be the only one. And yeah, things will continue being normal, and yeah, you will find your own values as you continue growing older, because values sometimes change, and it's okay to change because we are evolving as people. So number 16, if my life will stay exactly the same as it is now for the rest of my life, what would I regret? What would I regret? Identify areas for change and growth. So best way to answer this question is to not live with regrets and appreciate whatever you have in your life right now, or you can even make life better by doing right things that you know you're supposed to do. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up, and